Gluttony is one of the 7 sins, and but it is one of the hardest to hide. Gluttony is overeating, or excessive eating or drinking, and it can lead to bad consequences such as obesity, or if you try to hide it, maybe even eating disorder. As Orson Welles puts it, gluttony is not a secret vice. Overeating can lead to obesity. You eat too much, you might get a little fat, whatnot. But also, you become less fit, you stop doing exercise, and you start staying at home more, less hanging out with friends, and you become more of an introverted person. And excessive drinking, you might go out and party more, and you might suffer in school, or you might become fat. One of the bad things about gluttony and overeating is that you might try to hide it. You might develop an eating disorder such as anorexia or bulimia trying to hide it. And this can make you suffer because although you might not be obese, you look, it shows in other ways. For example, you might lack energy or have huge mood swings where you don't know, or you have, And this means that gluttony is very hard to hide because it shows up if you overeat or if you try to stop it, and it'll still show, so it should be a habit that you try to stop. Thank you.
All right, Colin, I think one of the things that's going on here is that you take the subject and you're going to talk about it in a serious way, but you're sort of trying to treat it as if it is a speech that you would do if it was a prepared speech. I'm going to think logically about it. I've got a couple of examples I want to talk about. There's information that I need to get into the presentation, and the truth is you're speaking off the top of your head. So I think your style needs to be a little bit more relaxed. You need to be a little bit more casual about how you're going to go about doing this. By treating it so seriously, that I think raises the stakes for you, and it makes it more complicated when things don't go the way you want them to. You get those pauses, for instance, that occur because you're stuck trying to remember something that you know in your head. You'll probably remember later on, and you'll go, oh, why didn't I just say that, kind of thing, instead of just saying, well, here's an example, or You know, here's some of the things that kind of occur. You're trying to be so thorough about it that I think it makes you feel uncomfortable when you can't be that thorough about it, instead of treating it a little bit more, I don't want to say lazily, but a little bit more conversationally. The presentation issues, I think you've got a good forceful voice when you start with, and there's good variety in your voice. It's the hesitations and the pauses that really detract from that. You do have a tendency to speak with one arm kind of crocked up across your body, you know, so you've got this one gesture sort of thing. It's almost a crutch that you come to, and you need to relax a little bit there. I would certainly not want to criticize somebody who's got such fine posture as you, but you do look uncomfortable while you're up there. It's sort of like you put yourself at attention, and you're going to stay that way for the 2 minutes that you're speaking, and you're never really talking to us. Again, it's sort of a performing sort of thing that you're doing with that posture, and so I think you may want to relax a little bit. Like I said, the hesitation is the thing that maybe creates most of the issues of anxiety and weakness in the presentation. I thought you had a good idea for the attention device and the thesis statement. They worked out well, and it sounded like you had a plan that you were going to go with. You had a couple of good ideas, but like I said, I think you got sidetracked by the details instead of just talking about the notion here or giving us an example. I thought you got out as cleanly as you could at the end of the speech when it seemed like you were in a little bit of trouble. You know what? Just make my point. I'm done, and that's okay. We know that you've reached the point at which you don't really have anything more to say, and you certainly don't want to stand up there and struggle to try and find more things to say if you're stuck there. All right. Thank you.